reminder, Phil, how a lot of these schools are not coming from exactly nearby. He knew he had to come here and run fast to make his trip from all the way up in North Dakota worth it.
But the squad from the Great Plains, they know the value in coming to BU. As heat number 8 is on the oval and underway. Once again, running in alleys, they break for the rail right at the end of this procession of cones, about 160 meters in to this 3K race. And the early leader, that is RPI's Jack Lowry in heat number 8. Two laps down, 1:01. Still with Lowry in front. Jack Lato from Guelph in the number 2 spot. And a couple other Canadian runners in this field. Will Weiss from McMaster, wearing number 4. Sam Kinahan from the Royal City Athletic Club. He has number 8. And Felix Curion from Sherbrooke, number 12. 134, they keep clicking them off. He number 8 of 13 men's 3K. Trying to go single file here, but still a number of runners just tag along on the outside. Maybe not finding the rail to their liking. They want to keep an eye toward the front. And one of those looking toward the front, Zane Powell from Providence, wearing number 19, currently in the number 4 spot. You see him right at the tail end of that group, just slipping out of camera view.
So that first kilometer was right around a 2:43 there. So if we multiply that by 3, of course, 2:45, a bit of an easier metric. That gets us to
8:09. 2:43. There we go.
Subtracted right there. 2:43.6. So probably more in the 8, 10, 11 range, but still good grouping, still together. Going to try and keep this honest. I'd look for them to be anywhere beneath 5:30 at that 2K. If they're there, then they can absolutely go in that 8:10 or better range. Because again, that middle kilometer, this is the point in the race where they're at right now. That's where the pain starts to mount, the difficulty starts to increase ever so steadily. And you know that now's not exactly the time where you're plotting a kick. You got to be thinking about that for the final K.
This is true. We still have a big fat 9 on the lap counter board.
We've still got Jack Leto of Guelph on the lead, just ahead of Penn State there. That's Justin Healy in second, followed by yet another Harvard Crimson runner in third, Charlie Ortmans.
So we will check out their midpoint split at the end of the back straightaway. 4:07, 8:14 pace. There they are through 1,500 meters in heat number 8 of the men's 3K. For those of you just joining us, maybe getting ready for dinner on the East Coast, a late lunch on the West Coast, thanks for taking part of your Friday workday going into the long holiday weekend, whether you're looking at it as Valentine's Day or the federal holiday on Monday when I'm not working. So I'm happy about that one. But again, thanks for joining us out of Boston, Massachusetts, the Track and Tennis Center, 100 Ashford Street. If you're ever in Beantown, come by and check it out because it is one of the fastest indoor ovals in the world, and it proves it. Meet in, meet out, 4:57 with 6 to go.
That was their 1,800-meter split of this 3,000-meter run, and the full field is still right there. You look at Justin Healy. He's been tucked in on the inside for quite a few laps now, and then moving wide around the outside to challenge him for second. Smooth acceleration by Will Weist of McMaster. As look at that. Jack Leto of Guelph just looked like he wiped the sweat off of his forehead there. So, though we don't exactly consider conditions in terms of weather, in terms of wind, sweat exists nonetheless. These athletes are full of perspiration on the oval.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, when I have run indoor, whether some of the bigger venues, Youngstown State at 300 oval, Spire at 300 oval, also one of my first experiences on the very flat, very difficult to run fast 200 at Slippery Rock University. The dry mouth that you get from running, whether you're running an 800 or longer, you want to try to sort of keep things moist up there, easier to breathe when you really get fatigued and things start to break down. But again, I am certain those athletes are experiencing that right now as they head down in the final 800.
This is Charlie Ortmans now. He's in the final 700 meters as he leads this field. They're really starting to accelerate this pace as they come up to the final 600. And that was fast. We got some other Ivy Leaguers in the mix. We got Sebastian Margetts of Brown University, who I remember during his high school days with United Nations International School out of New York City. He's moved up on the inside, as has the Friar from Providence, Zane Powell, wearing hip 19 in the black kit. We got a Fordham Ram in the mix as well, Nathaniel Bizuna, as they hit 7:07 with 2 laps to go. Remember that halfway pace put them right around 8:07, but just the vast volume of runners. You got to think that a sub 60 could be in store on this last quarter mile. As we've seen, we've shown it possible, courtesy of Justin Wachtel of UVA, to close in 55 and change, and even off of a lightning quick pace in 56 by Romain Legendre of Adams State, our new D2 record holder. Here's the bell.
7:39 with 1 lap remaining. The new leader from Fordham in heat number 8. That is Nathaniel Bazena. As I mentioned him earlier inadvertently, he is now the leader heading into the turn. He loses that advantage. Now slipping back into number 3 position, the young man from Fordham. The battle to the line.
It's Providence pride right here. Providence.
And from Brown, Sebastian Marche. So it is Powell with the win at 8:08.85, and he wins by 0.02 of a second.
Yeah, Phil, that was a really tight finish right there. Sebastian Margetts saw the move that was made by the man in front of him, Zane Powell. Heading into that final 100 meters, he followed him around. And look at that, he's still celebrating. So even if he didn't get the win, he's pumped about that finish and the amount of ground that he was able to close in that final 100 meters. Zane Powell ultimately did get the win for Providence, but Sebastian Margetts being lifted by all of his supporters from his Ivy League school at Brown, finishing second by just 0.02.